Hello and welcome to my AEW Revolution predictions video. And let me just say, I'm going to start things off by saying I predict this will be a better show than Super Showdown. But that's not really that bold of a prediction, is it? Now, let's just jump straight into it. Let's just jump right into it, or whatever the saying is. And I'm going to do them in the sort of reverse order they were listed on wherever I found them. I wrote them down in my book in the end, so I can't remember where I found them. Anywho, first matchup, Dark Order versus SCU. And this is going to be Evil, and the other one, the guy with the normal name. He's just not got a gimmick name at all. Simon something or whatever. Against Scorpio Sky and Kaz, Frankie Kazarian. And honestly, a few of my predictions kind of go similarly here over this show, so I'm not convinced they'll all come true, but I'm quite happy to be wrong a little bit on AEW. I'm still not fully au fait with their booking style, I think, because they've only done a couple of big shows since they started doing weekly TV. We're still figuring out how they build angles and what that means is going to happen at the big show. But I think the time is right to pull the trigger on Christopher Daniels turning. So I think the Dark Order are going to win. I think Daniels is going to go back to being like a Fallen Angel kind of character. I don't know if they can use that. I don't know who particularly would own that gimmick. I know Impact said a while ago that they're happy for anyone to use gimmicks used in Impact elsewhere now. It was after the whole debacle with the Matt Hardy broken character thing. They just were like, yeah, anyone can use the gimmicks, whatever. So I assume that includes Christopher Daniels, so he can just be the Fallen Angel again. I'd be okay with that. So yeah, Dark Order to beat SCU in what would be considered a bit of an upset, I suppose. SCU have already been at the tag titles as well, so unless you plan on them becoming a very quick two-time tag team champions, like within the company history, feels like you can afford to feed them a few losses. Especially with them resetting the win-loss records every so often, they can eat some losses on this cycle and get back into the picture next time. I don't see an issue with that. Up next, Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Oh, this is going to be fun. Pac's going to win. Sorry guys, I love Orange Cassidy as much as the next guy, but Pac's going to win. I think this match might surprise some people though. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm going with Pac to emerge victorious. Up next, the AEW Women's World Championship, which I've always found the phrasing really awkward on that. Like, it's always announced as the AEW Women's World Championship, isn't it? Or is it the World Women's Championship? Either way, it's kind of awkward. I think it's Women's World, sorry. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Nyla Rose defends against Chris Statlander. This is Nyla Rose's first title defense since she won the match from Riho. She's not losing the belt just yet. I like Chris Statlander. I feel like she could be women's champion at some point. I don't think she's going to win it off Nyla Rose so soon after Nyla wins the title. I think early prediction. I think the woman to take the belt off Nyla is she called Hikaru Shida or something along those lines. The Japanese one that doesn't look like she's 9. She's really, really good from what I've seen. Like, I don't know much about her pre-AEW at all, but I've really liked her. So either her or maybe Statlander, second time round might end up taking the title off her. I don't know, a few months down the line might earn another shot. Who knows? But I think Nyla Rose wins at Revolution. Up next, fun match. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Am I saying that right? I do watch, honestly. I think Darby Allin's winning this one. I think this was a match where I actually looked at all my other results and tried to sort of balance it out, and I had a lot of heel wins. So I think Darby Allin wins it. I've been paying attention to since he sort of returned from his skateboard to a throat injury. He's been receiving some pretty damn good pops. Now Guevara's over as well. Like, they're both really popular. They're both really good. But I just think this might be Darby Allin's one to win at the moment, and it's not going to do any long-term harm to Sammy at all. Next, we have Jake Hager's first official AEW match against Dustin Rhodes. I see no benefit to having Dustin Rhodes win this match. Jake Hager's being put across as like this MMA undefeated guy that, is unstoppable and he's a beast, and just having him lose his opening match, his debut match for the company to Dustin Rhodes, who everyone knows is past his best. Like, I don't know, what would the point of that be? That would be like if WWE did something stupid, like having Goldberg beat The Fiend in like a 3-minute match or something. Like, it'd be stupid and beyond comprehension, wouldn't it? So yeah, I don't think they're gonna have Dustin beat Jake Hager. So I got Hager to win this one. The AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Omega and Page are the champions. Young Bucks are the challengers. And this is what I meant when I said I think I've got a couple of matches going similar ways. I think this one's going to feature a heel turn as well. I think even though it's obvious because it's logical and sensible booking. I don't think you need to swerve us here. I think Page needs to turn on Omega. The only slight swerve I could see coming would be maybe the Bucks turning with him. But I find that kind of unlikely, but it could happen. Don't count that out. But I would say the Young Bucks are going to pick up the tag titles here. Like I said with Nyla Rose, she's only just won the titles, and it's not time to lose them yet. She only just won her title, and it's not time to lose it yet. Well, you could say the same for Omega and Page. They've had a few defenses on TV though. So it's it's not like it's first defense and they're losing it, but also it's a thrown together team. It's not an established team like a Young Bucks or an SCU or a Lucha Brothers or Private Party, or they've got a great tag division and then they've got two singles guys holding the tag titles. That isn't going to last long, in my opinion, or shouldn't last long in a company like AEW. The story has just been building to this turn. There is a possibility that Omega turns on Hangman Page as well, and all three of the Elite kind of turn heel and just stop associating with Cody. So Cody doesn't have to have turned heel, or he could even go into a program with Omega about it, I guess, or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. But one thing I'm pretty confident about is Young Bucks are walking out with the tag titles. They certainly should. That seems like the most sensible thing to do. I mean, they are faces of the tag division. There's four guys really that AEW fans originally, like, for All In bought into, and it's the Elite. I mean, I know Hangman Page is technically an Elite, but he's not that level. It was Cody, it was Omega, and it was the Young Bucks. Now I know Omega's on the other side of this match, but no one's tuning in to see Omega in a tag match. Like, it's just not what people want. People want to see 30-minute Ironman matches with Pac, for example. So I think you're smart to give your faces of the tag division the tag belts, and let them have a bit of a run with them. That's the sensible thing to do in this situation. Up next, we have MJF against Cody. And I've actually got MJF winning this match because Cody can't have a world title shot, so it doesn't catapult him back into the world title picture to win this match. So what's the benefit to Cody winning this match? They seem very selfless, almost to a fault at the moment, the Elite, on how they're treating the, he says there's 4 of the 5 in a world tag title match. But they do seem to be quite almost selfless to a fault with how they're putting other talent over. And we know Cody and MJF are close. They have like a mentor-protege kind of relationship and, dare I say, a friendship, outside of the storyline, obviously. So I don't know. It just, there might be some shenanigans. I was originally predicting an Arn Anderson turn because it doesn't make any sense for Cody to have Arn Anderson or really need him. Seems strange to do it now after he's just hit MJF in the face with a cage door. Like, when they've already done the tease for the turn and the denial of the turn. I don't know, it could still happen. I don't like stuff like that in wrestling where someone's fighting someone and then suddenly they're on the same team and because of a turn and it's because of a swerve, bro. And it's like, oh, you were just punching each other in the head or slamming cage doors into each other's heads. Like, this doesn't make any sense. But what also doesn't make sense is Cody as basically number 2 top babyface in the company if you discount whoever's challenging for the title at the moment, because Jericho's top heel. He's realistically his top face in the company though, Cody. He just can't challenge for the title. So you've got him, and he's got, his wife accompanying him to the ring. So, faces have had valets before, but it's much more common for a heel to have a manager. And he's actually got a manager / coach. And he doesn't need a coach. He's Cody Rhodes. He's been in WWE for years. He's been Ring of Honor World Champion. He held some title in New Japan, didn't he? Was it the US title? He had some title. You know, he's one of the main stars. He founded this company on a bet, like, that he couldn't sell out a 10,000 seat arena, and he did, and he's continued to make a success out of it. It's just weird that he now needs a coach, like Arn Anderson. So I feel like the split's coming, but I don't know if it's going to happen here, because I've already got 2 heel turn swerves booked on my show. Like, we've got to talk about repetitive booking. So I'm not sure because of that reason. I'm also not sure because of the cage door spot on Dynamite. So we will see. But I think MJF's winning no matter what. Maybe it's an inadvertent cost from Arn Anderson to build some friction before they eventually do the turn. Because I don't think MJF needs Arn Anderson either. He doesn't need a mouthpiece. He doesn't need muscle. And Arn Anderson's like 104, so what use would he be as muscle anyway? No, someone else could do with Arn Anderson later down the line, so this could start the wheels in motion. But yeah, I think MJF definitely picks up the win, is the point I've been trying to get to. And finally, the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Is it officially called Heavyweight? I don't know. The World Championship match. Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. I've actually got Moxley. I've got Moxley just because I've heard a thing floating around that Fozzy are touring a lot in a couple of months, in maybe April or something. So I feel like AEW won't want to be hypocritical by having like an absent champion. Jericho has been on Dynamite like most weeks as champion. You know, he might be nearly 50, but he's not a part-timer. He's there as much as anyone else. So I feel like they could potentially... I mean, Jon Mox is a good guy to put the belt on as well. He's carried the WWE title, okay, not very well. He seemed to get complacent once he got that title, but that was, it turns out, due to creative differences and issues with how the company's run. Whereas I feel like he's a lot more comfortable and a lot happier in AEW. So, yeah, the only issue I can see is him holding that and the New Japan US title at the same time. But, I mean... They have acknowledged each other. Chris Jericho brought the AEW title to Wrestle Kingdom, but they don't have to. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be an issue. Either way, I'm predicting Jon Moxley to win the world title. I think it's about time to take the belt off Jericho. He's had a really good run. He's certainly not losing his steam in terms of being entertaining. It's not my reasoning at all. I just think you don't want to set the bar too high with like the first title run being too long. And also, like I say, you don't want the absentee champion stigma if he does go touring a lot. Unless Fozzy are just simply not putting on Wednesday shows and he's just going to be he's just going to fly to Dynamite to carry on. It's well within the possibility. I haven't looked deep into Fozzy's tour schedule or anything like that. But so it's definitely possible that Jericho's going to retain, but I have to pick a side and I'm picking Moxley. So let's just do a quick team recap. Listen to me doing a Pokemon video. A quick recap of who I think is going to win each match without all the waffle and explanation. I've got Dark Order beating SCU. I've got Pac beating Orange Cassidy. I've got Nyla Rose beating Chris Statlander. I've got Darby Allin beating Sammy Guevara. I've got Jake Hager beating Dustin Rhodes. I've got the Young Bucks defeating Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. I've got MJF defeating Cody. And I've got Jon Moxley defeating Chris Jericho. Now, let me know in the comments what you agree with and disagree with. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe if you're new here. Share with your friends as well if you think they would enjoy this video, if they're into their AEW and they're looking forward to Revolution and want somewhere to discuss it. Get on in the comment section. Let's get it off and rolling. Don't forget to check out the description below the video for my other channels, my social media, and my Patreon, which is just $1 per calendar month to support me, and it would be greatly appreciated if you enjoy what I do. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been EBEZA, you've been amazing, and I will see you next time.